Welcome to practice, Yogis. It's Kelly here as you embrace whatever surroundings are around you today. Take a moment to take a screenshot of what your day looks like. Where you're practicing. Are you in a hotel room? Are you in your bedroom, living room, outside? And then check in with how the body is doing and where you're seated right now. May you be pain-free as we start our journey today. Welcome to Vinyasa. I hope that your body is nice and warm. If you have yet to warm up, I would suggest a few rounds of cat and cow if you're feeling stiff, or stopping at any time to warm up your body a bit more. If you're feeling limber, if you're feeling pain-free and you're ready to start saluting the sun, a very traditional start to practice, I will be modifying a bit because I am in close quarters. My arms will not be overhead when I'm standing, and I will modify as needed. You do you, I do me. Welcome. High plank pose, right away. Feet step back. Nice active planks, little tuck of the chin. Nice wide starfish palms. Lift your heels, hinge forward, breathe in. Low plank as you exhale. Upward facing dog, breath is in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Take a look towards the belly. A little pedal of the heels. Downward facing dog. May you activate your Ujjayi pranayama. We're breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale, high plank, breath is in. Low plank, exhale. Upward facing dog, take a breath in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. As my dog makes an appearance, meet pine cone, everyone. Did I interrupt your nap? Right leg high, take a breath in. Right leg steps through between the hands, never using a lack of space as an excuse. Come into crescent pose. If you ever have props next to you, embrace them, use them. They're lovely to have. Heel nice and high, find your lunge, inhale. We use the breath out to bow forward, just a bit. Check on your knee, stacked right over the ankle. Excuse me, you're in our video. I don't think you can lay here, honey. I think you're in the way. Arms overhead. We'll breathe in. Warrior two. Let's try it out. Virabhadrasana. I'm sure many of you are used to playing with your kiddos running around, or your dogs, or work distractions, right? So welcome to my living, breathing yoga. Reverse your warrior, hand nice and high. Very nice. Extended side angle, left hand nice and high. I'm not dependent on dumping all of my weight into this thigh, right? If you're tempted, give yourself a lift off of it and take your rock and roll arm, your guitar arm, a few swivels, switch directions. And then hand will drop down to the mat. You'll turn that left heel up so we can get ready to flow. High plank, take a breath in. Low plank as you exhale. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Left leg nice and high, three-legged. May you feel rooted in both hands. Seal the right hand down, left pinky down. Step through to low lunge. No rush to get here. Anjaneyasana, crescent pose, arm sweep overhead. Hips are nice and square. If you're not sure, just bring your hands down. Give yourself a check. We meet with the arms overhead. Warrior two, as you exhale. Arms nice and wide. Your heart is facing towards that wall. Check on your knee. How's it doing? We'll meet with the eyes over your left middle finger. Reverse your warrior. Keep peeling your knee open. There we go. Extended side angle. Mindful of our alignment, we prevent injury by paying attention. Take your rock and roll arm. Take a swivel. Switch directions with your arm. We'll plant the hands down to the mat and flow. Left leg nice and high. Breathe in. High to low plank. As you exhale. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Breath in. Downward facing dog. As you exhale. Let's take puppy. Drop down to your knees. Hands walk in front of you. Forehead down to the floor. Always welcome to wag your tail. Take a yawn. Swish around some spiritual mouthwash. May you unclench your teeth. Take a smile. Take a breath. Into a tabletop pose we go. I'll see you on your hands and knees. If you ever need more cushion on the floor, take your mat, fold it over a few times. That should give me enough cushion for my knees to make me feel comfortable and pain-free. So tabletops, let's keep looking down at the floor. Right leg nice and long. You'll bend at your knee and take some pulses. Toe dips up to the sky. Still pulsing, still breathing. Round, right knee in towards the nose, tiger's pose. Re-extend, right leg nice and long. Left arm will reach in front of you, floating tabletop. Keep looking down at the floor, take the dip out of your low back. Suck in the belly. Bend at the knee, start to reach behind you. Once you have your ankle, kick it back. One-legged bow. If you can't reach your ankle, don't worry about it. Me neither. We're still taking the pose. Breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hand and knee down to the floor. I'd like to flow in between, so I'm just going to keep my knees on the floor. Walk the hands forward. Breath in. Modified plank. Low plank. Exhale. Upward dog. Heart shines to your tabletop pose. Breathe out. Left leg nice and long. Keep looking down towards the floor. Your back toe is up to you. The toe that's on the floor, you can tuck it, you can untuck it. How are the hands? Bend at your left knee. Take a few pulses here. Soft in the elbows. Not so tight in the wrists, in the face. Tiger's pose, knee to nose. Look at the left knee. Re-extend the leg. Stabilize for right hand out in front of you. Try to stay with me. Floating tabletop. Look down at the floor. Bend at the knee. Reach behind you. One-legged bow. Urdhva Dhanurasana. 3, 2, and 1. Release hand and knee down to the floor. We'll take our modified flow with diamond push-up arms. So walk the hands in front of you and turn your middle fingers towards one another. Tight belly. Can I widen my elbows this way? Ah, no. Are you guys cracking up with me? I hope so. A good old chaturanga we go. Low plank as you exhale. Upward dog. Breathe in. Grateful for what we can do. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. If your mat's tangled up, let's bring it back to neutral. I'll see you in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Forward fold, start to walk your feet towards your hands. We'll meet in Padanghastasana. You're going to take your two peace fingers, loop them around your big toes. As you exhale, we drop the head down to the mat. Holding on to the toes, imagine you're taking halfway lift. Straighten the arms, the spine. Inhale. Breath out, lightly pull up the toes, look behind you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Back up to standing, we will go. You'll release your toes, bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale to rise. Eyes will travel with you, chin up towards the sky, breathe in. Back bend as you exhale. Back to center, take a breath in. Folding forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, high to low plank, all in that breath out. Upward facing dog as you breathe in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Right leg nice and high, three-legged dog. Low lunge as you step through. Crescent pose, arms sweep overhead. Drop down, hover your left knee an inch away from the floor. Once more, straighten the legs, breathe in. Lower the knee, exhale. Back to crescent, breathe in. Warrior 2, breathe out. Reverse your warrior, right hand high. Extended side angle, left hand down to the floor. You'll breathe out, you'll flow. High plank, breathe in. Low plank, exhale. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, exhale. Left leg high, stay strong. Low lunge, keep breathing. Crescent pose, arms overhead. You'll notice my variation here. Hands on the back of my head. Take one pulse. Take two pulses. Warrior 2. Breathe out. Reverse your warrior, left hand high. Extended side angle, lead with the right hand. Shift the eyes down to the floor. Join me here. High plank, breathe in. Low plank, exhale, listen up. High plank, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. To puppy pose, a familiar pose. Let's head on down. Forehead to the mat. Tight shoulders, just widen the elbows like I am here. You're striving for straight arms, but any bend in your elbows, just fine. You'll come onto your hands. You'll crawl your knees towards the top of the mat, and we are going to take wind removing pose, but we're going to be taking it with our knees on the floor. So keep your right knee down on the mat. Step your left leg back. So instead of pigeon, or instead of wind removing pose on your back, we are now here with the support of our hands. Find something sustainable. Check in. You can swish side to side. That's how I check in. And then breath out, down to the forearms, down to the chest for some of you. Anything in between is just fine. Wider stance, just fine. If you ever need something different to take than pigeon, this is a lovely pose. Very similar in your vinyasa flow as far as getting in and out, just a different stretch. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee to the top of the mat. We switch out the legs. Right leg will step on back. Check in. No rush. Toes are untucked here. If you need a blanket under your knee, that's a great option. Pain-free. Yes, it's sensational. No, it shouldn't be painful. If it is, don't come in as deep to this pose. Stay lifted off of the floor. If you need more, use your breath out to head down. Your shin is towards the floor. Your heel is digging into your backside. Where can you relax? Backside. Fingertips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down to the mat. We're stepping back into high plank pose. Join me for a bit. Footsteps back, high planks. Heels high. Shoulders wide. Proud to be here. Keep your breath up. Still planking. Still breathing. You're doing great. Use all your fingertips. Breath to movement. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. High plank. Breathe in. Down dog. Exhale. Use the fingertips. Breathe in. Down dog. Exhale. Last one. Breathe in. Down dog. Exhale. Drop down to the knees. We're going to head down onto the spine. I'll turn around. Face them up upper. Get your ponytails out of the way. Set yourself on up for success. I like to say the floor holds you, and so you surrender, unclenching, grateful for your practice space, grateful that you chose just a sliver of your day to spend time taking self-care. As this is the most challenging part of our practice, is the discipline and of arriving on time, right when you need it. No one regrets a stop drop in yoga. Hands reach up towards the sky. Turn your hands inside out. Palms will reach up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. Breath out. Hands press away from you, down to the hip bones. Breath in. Arms sweep overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Hands drop down. Breath to movement. Little tuck of the chin. Last round. Release, palms face down on the sides of your hips, legs up the wall. You're flexing your toes, and you're going to suction cup your back to the floor. Little tuck of your chin. Any bend in your knees is just fine. Viparita Karani. So good for us. Stillen your legs up the wall, and then you find stillness with your thoughts. No thoughts about what's up next, the past, the future. We breathe out with the exhale. Lovely to stay in the present moment. You are going to bring your hands to your low back and shoot up into your shoulder stand. See what you can do. Elbows walk in towards one another. Toes shoot up towards the sky. Once you get comfortable, you can walk yourself a bit deeper. Tuck the chin in, and then you're going to start to lean back. Heels are pressing away from you. Back down into our legs up the wall. Can you see how slow you can go? Hold yourself accountable. Any rock and roll in the spine is just fine. Let's unwind. Feet nice and long. Arms will sweep overhead. Open mouth. We take a one-legged lotus. So take your right leg nice and high. Edge of the foot will come into your hip crease, and you'll drop your knee down to the floor. Very similar to figure 4. May your pranayama lead you. You're breathing out and unclenching your stomach, knee back to center. Let's switch out the legs. Left leg will hug in towards the chest to settle on in. Bring the edge of your foot to the hip crease. Drop the knee. We find Padmasana. One leg. Relaxed in this space. You're ready to move into your meditative state. Press into your feet, lift your hips off the mat, and you'll slowly roll your spine back down to the floor. We find our Shavasana legs. Give yourself some space, right? Legs nice and wide. Palms will turn face up. For me today, hands on my heart and my stomach work best. We'll breathe in, lift the chin in towards the chest. As you exhale, head down to the floor, Shavasana. Mind and body return to consciousness. Hug your knees in towards your chest. I'll meet you in a seat at the top of the mat. If this were your Grammy-winning speech and you were giving your thank yous to everyone in your life that deserved them most, may you start to rattle those people off who helped you get here today, who's part of your practice, your gratitude. We give that same gratitude for ourselves. Hands at heart center. The light and teacher in me is so honored to guide the teacher, the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.